Hi, so we're going to break down one of my favorite poses, half frog. Half frog is a great technique for releasing tension in both your shoulders and your hips. So I'm going to take you through half frog. I'm going to also show you a modification if it's not comfortable for you to put one of your shoulders on the mat, and possibly giving you an option for the leg as well. But also then I'll take you into full frog and to show you a way to do full frog with the support of like a bolster, so using props. Don't use a lot of props in the class that I do online because we try to keep everything really gentle, but there's always uses for props, and you can even modify if you don't have the type of props that I have. You can come up with your own solutions using things that you have around the house. So we'll talk a little bit about that too. So to begin with, in half frog, we're going to start out by coming all the way onto our abdomen, which is what we call a prone position. Let your forearms stack on top of one another and just take a minute and let the back of your body relax. We want the muscles to be relaxed. Let your feet turn outward a little bit if that's more comfortable for you. Now, from here, bend your left elbow to a 90-degree angle, so like an L shape. And then we're going to bend that left knee to a 90-degree angle as well. And then just let our right hand come down beside our hip and rest on your right ear. So notice when you come into this how it feels in your shoulder and in your hip. If you're feeling some tightness in your hip, you might draw that knee up a little closer to the hand. That'll ease some of the tension. Or you can slide it out and away and down a little bit too. So find the position of the leg that feels good. And then also your arm. Notice if you're holding some tension there. And see if you can soften that shoulder a bit. And breathe. Now this is a passive or a yin stretch. So ideally you want to hold this a little longer than normal. So possibly you would hold that pose for up to 3 to 5 minutes, depending on how it feels. You can also do it on your bed. If laying on a floor or on a mat isn't comfortable and you're really dealing with some stretch or stress in the shoulder or the hip, lie on your bed like that for a few minutes, just as long as it feels good. Don't force yourself to stay longer. Now, if for instance you're having some tension across your chest, or you're just not comfortable putting one side of your body on the mat, you might get 2 sturdy blankets. So in yoga we use these Mexican blankets because they're a little bit more sturdy, less squishy. And so what we're going to do is we're going to place this down, and I put 2 together in order to give myself a little bit more lift. And then I'm going to come around onto my abdomen again, but when I take that arm out to the side, I'm going to place the left side of my chest and my arm on that blanket and then bend the knee. And I'll bring that right arm down beside my hip and just let my head rest here. You also have the option of placing your head on your arm, or even placing a pillow or maybe part of this blanket underneath your head as well. So notice how that feels as well. And just relax, begin to let go of some of the tension. And once again, you can stay here as long as feels comfortable to you. So that would be half frog using a prop. Now, you can also do it on both sides of the body. Typically in yoga, if you do a pose on one side of the body, you're going to do it on the other side of the body as well. But if you have a particular side that's giving you trouble, maybe you just decide to do that one side. Now, for full frog, obviously, when we bend one knee and we bend the other elbow, what we would do is we turn our legs out, we'd release our hips down to the mat, and we place both arms down here. But this probably doesn't look all that comfortable, right? Notice I'm hovering over the floor. I'm never really going to get down to the floor, at least I can't. A lot of people can get into that. Maybe their hips are just wide open, but that isn't me. And so the good thing about yoga is there's a lot of different modifications. So this is a sturdy bolster, and I got this at Yoga Mart in Dallas, and they do have online ordering. So The good thing about this, it's made of muslin and it's got tightly wrapped interior, so it's really nice and firm, but you can use blankets or rolled up like towels or whatever suits you. And notice when you come into this pose, I can bring this and lay my body on top of it, and I can turn my legs out. I can start to release the inner hips and let my arms relax outward as well. And breathe. And then I'm going to come back up. So this gives you the opportunity to do the full frog with something supporting your body. And it feels really nice. It's a good hip opening stretch. It's slightly different than the half frog, because in half frog, you have the opportunity to bend just one knee and you're more likely to open that hip up a little bit more, but this is a good option too. So allow yourself to consider different ways to approach a pose. And if you ever have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me, because there is more than one way to do a pose. There's no right or perfect way. The only right and perfect way for you to do a pose is one that makes you feel good in it. And so allow yourself to explore the options and ask any questions you like. So that's half frog and full frog. Thank you.